Hello, Shinny here again. This is welcome to the Northeast Tower. I will begin with kind of defensive siege emplacements, the ones you normally see in this tower. From there I'll move to how to attack. Starting off, typically you don't. This is probably the hardest tower to attack from a once it's upgraded. Even if it's not, it's really easy to counter siege everything. In fact, I specifically remember when they first buffed ACs, there was a tower on BG's home borderland that went the entire week without being flipped, which was kind of a rarity at the time. But they'd sieged it up so much it was impossible to crack, and so kudos to them on that, I guess. Okay, one of the main ways to take this tower when it's overly sieged up or scouted or whatever, you want to have a counter treb facing outwards like this, towards the sentry there. Anywhere from the cliff side there all the way out to the sentry, probably about just before the sentry, I think, can hit this wall right here. Sometimes if it's close enough, you can get over and hit the far wall too. It's also better use for a treb out in that area is obviously to clear the siege that is piled up in here. So your first thing you want to make sure you have a treb here facing outward, usually after you've had it upgraded a couple times. Also, you will have the mortar kind of around. Where's the mortar? Like down here, something like that. It's right in here, I think. One of the ways to take down the siege here is to go over to that little cliff here and put a ballista down, and you can, with a splash attack on that, you can clear off pretty much anything up here. Maybe if it's back here, it can escape. Some of the stuff down here you can get with it too with the splash, and that can be pretty devastating, especially because a lot of your stuff that goes up here is actually defensive for that gate. A lot of the stuff you put in here is ACs, ballistas, that would all hit that gate and just harass whatever's on it. Now coming back up here, a seldom used, which is kind of unfortunate, emplacement for ACs are kind of along in this area in here. You can clearly see off to where the rams are. You can hit where the rams would be. You can also hit, if they have katas for this wall all along this area, you can hit it from lots of places in here. You might want to have an AC over here too. One of the nastier ways is you get a 50-man Zerg up here, and they'll throw down like 6 guild katas, and it's tough to hit them all at once. So you want lots of available ACs in this area. Obviously ACs and a ballista here to take down rams on the gate. Typically when someone who knows what they're doing comes up to this tower and is kind of analyzing how to crack it, you'll see them drop an AC below here, so you're going to make sure you're going to have something that can take that, or you'll see a ballista out there, kind of where that the rabbit is in the limb there. So you want make sure you have a ballista in here that can also be used for those. Plenty of ACs, and there's so much room there for ACs. This bridge isn't as good for ACs and ballistas and stuff because it can be AoE'd from below, so it's not safe to keep them there. Like I've said in other videos, whenever you see like a bulge out like this, it's a prime spot for an AC way back here, and you can put it kind of over the edge slightly, and will throw, and you can hit so much, and it's very tough for them to hit you, so you can stay up there under fire. Also, corners like this, it's tough to get a really good, especially if you have it like right back here. They won't be smart enough to come around to the side to AoE it if they're on the gate. And then back here, of course, an AC spot for hitting for the kata there. Now, there used to be, I think they fixed it. It's been a while since I've tested it, but you used to be able to put an AC right here, and it would be able to, you'd kind of pan your camera around, and you could AC down the katas here, and that was just ridiculous, to be honest. Now, door trebs. I've seen many unique placements for door trebs here. The most frequent one is kind of around in this area. It's a pretty straight head-on shot. They can also come around here. And if you target it just right, you can have one right here, and this one cannot be hit by an AC on the other side of the door, nor can it be hit by an AC from right here, which you can get to. I'll show you later how to get to there. You can get back here and put an AC and clear down not all of the siege in here, but a good chunk of it on the back end here. Like usually if there's a door trap here, it's for that. You also want a separate treb, because it takes so long to turn them. You're going to want a separate treb to be able to counter any trebs that come from down there. Usually trebs down there would be better for clearing siege than it would be for taking the tower. ACs up in here are always good. This tower is notorious for some of the better fights I've ever seen in this game. People trying to push it and take it or defend it. It's just such a long run through you know, if you're an elite, you just stack right up on this cliff here, and you can hit people as they come up to the ramp. They can't really get to you from here, so you can hit them all the way along here, and then you can hit them when they're up there, and you can hit them in the Lord Room. It's just a ridiculous place to place your players for siege. And the same goes with ACs and stuff. Kind of from an offensive point of view, if you take this tower and you want to treb garrison, if you stick it, if you stick it right here on the edge, I've seen it done before. I've never done it myself because I'm not usually in a situation to throw. I usually Havoc Siege, and people that do this are usually Zergs. You throw a treb here, you will take down that wall, and once you take down that wall, you can hit the depot and drain supply. That could be very damaging to, especially if you're getting 2v1'd on the garrison there. The downside to that is it's easy to AoE down if they can get up there. But otherwise, you can put trebs up here, which necessarily isn't such a great idea because they'll treb from garrison. But you can put it up here and it's tougher for them to get to. But more often, you'll see the trebs kind of along this ramp and up here. Now these can't hit the depot, but you can cram 3 or 4 trebs on here and just rain hell down on the garrison wall, and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. You can't really hit it with AC like I was talking about from down there. Okay, attacking the tower. Most often, actually I'll start with one that people don't really seem to know about. This cliff right down here, if you have an AC and someone else with supply, you can throw an AC down right on the edge there and you have the max ranks in AC. You can take down the door trap and lots of stuff right in here. and there's not really a whole lot they can do about it. LE Staff Fire 1, I think, can hit it from long range, but it takes a while to get it down far enough, and you'll lose the treb before you can get the AC down. But attacking other places here, obviously the closed katas on this wall, pretty common thing to see. It's a little tidier than other spots. One of the problems is obviously the ACs aren't exactly the easiest to hit here. Eventually you can AoE them down here, but the big problem is if they have a treb on the depot in the garrison, that hits right in here, and that will kill your katas. Additionally, you can put katas back on this thing here that will hit, but it kind of has the same problem as the garrison, except maybe it'd be a little bit harder to hit because they can't use full power on that stuff. So, I've also often seen, and I usually actually see this mostly from BG. I don't really see it from TC or any of the EU servers I fought against on my EU account. You'll see a line of catapults up this death tunnel here, and it can be pretty devastating when it's used, but if the Zerg comes, that usually means the Zerg has to come along, and if you're trying to fight to save those katas in this kind of an environment, you're probably not going to survive. At least the katas won't. There's way too many places to be hit. So, but this is it's a common place, and it's often hidden too. You can kind of tuck it in here. I've seen it tucked in like right here to hit, and you only get spotted maybe if they're lucky. Out here for the trebs to kind of, you can hit the wall there, maybe the other wall on the other side, but most often not is to take out trebs and siege up here on the plateau thing here. I'm not sure how far back you can go. I usually only see them back around here somewhere. Obviously you don't want to get too close to the side there because it's the invulnerable zone for them to just rain crap down on you. You'll often see havoc groups come up here, like I said earlier, and put a ballista down, and you can see how much you could potentially hit there. Okay, let's rush down here to the campsite here. Actually, before I do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the spot I was talking about earlier. This is about the time that ACs were buffed. Is when I first saw this. It's a real cheeky place to put it. And I've used it on my LE before. But you just hop up in here, you throw the AC down, you gotta make sure someone can get there with you. And you can see how much crap you can kill with an AC from right here. It's a little tougher to hit above you there, but if you do fall and you just need to get the treb down from right there, you can obviously be right in here. The downside to this is once it's a pretty singular use AC. A warrior with death from above is the best counter to this because just go wee flying. You can build them down here and hit the treb, like I said. Okay, let's go ahead and move on down here. Ow! This one is definitely better than the treb from camp on the northwest tower. Definitely used more. It's way better for siege clearing. You can take it. Usually it just does extra damage to it or puts pressure on the server that's defending it. You just throw some trebs up in here, and if you're really skilled, you could kill the mortar on the other side of that depot, but it's a really tough shot. You gotta thread the needle. At the same time, that mortar can also kill all of your trebs here. And if you can see up there, kind of up in here, why I said you'd have a treb there, or a treb back up here, kind of by the depot too, where it's harder to hit. To counter this spot right here, it's a really handy spot for clearing siege mostly. Now most people, when they see this this kind of plateau in this bridge here, it has no real purpose, like, ever. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could treb the gate of Garrison from here. But that would take forever, and it could, I suppose, create a fantastic fight on this bridge. But this is what I was talking about earlier. You throw an AC down here, you can also clear that door trip right there. Garrison here. Moving to Garrison, that'll be the last thing for this video. You can see you can't even get over to that. I think a savage leap on a warrior can cover the distance, and the leap on the greatsword for Guardian. Pretty much everything else, you gotta come walking around the little mini whoop up here. What you just saw there is the stupid latency problems for Heartseeker when you're in NA and you play on EU. Okay, we'll come right up in here. This wall right here. This is the wall that you treb from the tower. And like I said, this is the depot. The shot from the very tip of that thing can thread right in here to hit this depot, so with splash to drain supply, if you have that trait. But if you're right here, you can throw trebs pretty much anywhere on this thing, and you gotta kind of target it right. But you can take down that wall pretty easily. So usually when that tower does flip, almost immediately you'll see someone start firing a treb from here. Most servers that I've seen, it opens up pretty fast. And okay, that was the northeast tower, and we're moving on to the next video. Thank you for watching.